With Matt Murdock's day in court quickly approaching and his life as a superhero hanging in the balance, he's going to need all the friends he can get. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Daredevil issue number 23 and find out together, shall we? Well then, now isn't this interesting? As the comic opens up, we're actually reminded of the existence of Kristen McDuffie. She was Matt's love interest all the way back during the Wade era, and unlike a lot of Matt's love interests, she actually stuck around. That is, of course, until Matt had to put the genie back in the bottle, what with everyone in the world finding out that he was actually Daredevil. The Purple Children used their amazing powers to wipe everyone's mind, and well, that included Kristen too. That positively killed poor Matt, who really did truly love her. Now though, Foggy Nelson has decided to go over his friend's head and actually invite Kristen back into their lives. After all, Matt is going to need all the help he can get if Daredevil is ever going to beat this manslaughter rap in just a few days' time. At first, Matt is actually pretty angry with Foggy, but slowly but surely he begins to realize that, yeah, his friend does have a point. He does unfortunately have a very bad history of pushing people away when it's convenient for him. Though perhaps with friends like ELEKTRA Nachios, Daredevil doesn't exactly need any enemies right now. ELEKTRA thinks he's positively stupid for what he's doing right now, turning himself in just so he could fall on his own sword. After all, what's the point of training all those years and having these amazing powers if they're not allowed to make their own rules and do whatever they want, like when ELEKTRA stole all that money from Daredevil a few arcs back. ELEKTRA maintains that her actions, as always, are for the greater good and that she needed that small fortune to help offset the Hand, who are rising in power again after they picked a brand new leader, and that perhaps that great war that Stick was always talking about will be coming sooner rather than later. If nothing else, though, ELEKTRA does manage to tip Daredevil off about a major gangland summit happening right now, and because Daredevil may not be a free man that much longer, he figures it's about time he put his affairs in order. You see, Wilson Fisk sits down tonight with the heads of all the major crime families in New York City, attempting to put back together all the pieces that the Owl broke in his mad power grab. Fisk has no intentions of coming back and becoming the Kingpin once again. He's still very much devoted to his work as mayor, but he knows he's going to have to pick a new Kingpin if he wants to actually get back to work. And in a twist that should probably surprise absolutely no one, Kingpin decides to deputize Izzy Libris to be the new Kingpin of crime. After all, she earned it, being instrumental in taking down Owlsley, but also doing it the right way and keeping the criminal honor system in check. Daredevil makes the scene though, crashing the meeting in a way very similar to Batman Year One, which, considering that both of those and many great Daredevil stories were written by Frank Miller, I have to assume that this was definitely intentional. Daredevil vows that it doesn't matter who wears the crown of Kingpin of crime in New York City, because the defender of Hell's Kitchen will always be there to stop them and make their lives a living hell, either behind bars or on the street. Why, just to really showcase how serious Daredevil is, he's not alone. He's brought Spider-Man with him, who does his best to be menacing by hanging out in the corner like a real spider would. Spider-Man and Daredevil choosing to work together again is actually pretty big, as the last time these two met, it was not on good terms. Spider-Man pretty much said if Daredevil ever put on the costume again, he'd be there to stop him. But now Spider-Man, after seeing everything Daredevil was willing to put himself through to save Hell's Kitchen and to also make sure that justice is served even to him, figures that maybe he was a little quick to judge him. After all, Spider-Man accidentally killed someone himself all the way back in '87 during a crossover story with Wolverine. Check it out. We actually don't end up hearing what the rest of their conversation sounds like, but we do hear in Matt's internal monologue that they talk it out, they hug it out, and in the end, Daredevil says that he feels blessed to know someone like Spider-Man. Oh, isn't that sweet? In fact, he says this conversation has fully recharged his batteries, and now Matt is ready to tackle this case and win it, damn it. Unfortunately, the universe just loves to sucker punch Daredevil when he least expects it. You see, Daredevil returns to Foggy and Kristen so they can continue to work on his defense. Unfortunately, they're not alone now. They just added someone to Daredevil's defense team, and oh, I think you might know him. It's Matt Murdock. Only it's not Matt Murdock, it's his brother Mike in disguise. And so that was Daredevil issue number 23, and once again, Chip Zdarsky offers up a real smorgasbord of comic content. Matt continues to struggle with some very heady themes of justice, what is right, what is wrong, should superheroes be held to the same moral standards as everyone else in the world? We see him struggle with the weight of past choices, lost loves, and perhaps loves that could be renewed. as well as Daredevil examining his place in the bigger superhero community that is the Marvel Universe. It's just all really great stuff from start to finish. I would give it a much deserved 8.5 out of 10. This is still just one of the best damn books on the shelf right now, and if you're not reading it, you're doing yourself a major disservice.
Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.